Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about cypress.config.js, why we need this file, and where we're going to store our username and password, and how we're going to make sure that it is secure. And when we're going to commit our code to the GitHub repository, our username and password will not be exposed to anybody else. Let's talk about that. So the first thing you can see on line 9 and 10, we have username and password, and it is hard-coded. It is not common practice, and it should not be like that. At first, we just did a demo, that's why we could try to put it there, but our next step is how to make it more secure. The first thing, we're going to open our cypress.config.js, and we see that it's completely empty, like it just has some standard features that Cypress provided for us, but now we're going to start to improving. And the first, I will create environment and open curly braces, and we're gonna start adding our variables that we will use everywhere else. So my main strategy is inside config file we are using variables that we able to use everywhere else. In case those variables are some particularly for special tests, it's going to be a different strategy, and I'm going to share it later in different videos. The first thing, I'm going to call source URL, and then I'm going to just pass the URL. We're going to copy it from here. And right now we little bit modified. We store the data here. The next step, how we're going to call values from this file inside our spec. It's straightforward. We need to call cypress.environment, and here we're just calling this variable. Now we call those variables inside our spec file, but the next question can be how we can commit our project to the GitHub and without config.js. First option, you can put inside .ignore file, and it's not going to be visible for anyone because it's not going to be committed. But the next question, what if other user will use this framework, and how do they know which type of setup you have inside your config.js? As for me, it's not a very good way to do it, because usually you're working at least with one more QA in a project. Therefore, it's preferable to have configs shared between each other. But our next step is we're gonna store our username and password inside our environment variable, and then we're gonna call our environment variable inside our project. You can see how to set up your environment variables on your computer in my videos that linked right now, and we are not gonna focus on this right now. So right now we're just gonna call the variables here, just to show you that I already stored the variables. If you see export source username, export source password, and I store the data here. I use for at this moment this source file, so it's here, and right now we're gonna just call it. Okay, so we have our username and password completely secure. It's not visible for anyone, just it's stored on your computer. So let's try to run and see if it's gonna pass. Yeah, as you can see, it's successfully working, and there you go. If you like this video, please put a like and give me a comment and subscribe on my channel. I will show you full setup of Cypress framework, and I'm gonna share all other videos that I find interesting. Thank you, and see you next time.